Starring Ann Gerrity.
Come on, Soapy, push harder.
I pushed my last push.
Soapy Weaver, it's only a little bit more to the top of that hill. Now start shoving.
You call that a little more? I'm not a mountain goat, you know.
How are we going to win the Jalopy Box Derby if we don't test run this thing?
You do all the testing and I do all the running. Golly, Alice, I push this crate up every hill in River Glen.
That's the thanks I get for you letting me name this thing after me.
Are you kidding? If I didn't name it Alice at first, you'd never spoke to me. Maybe it'd be better that way.
Then you can get yourself another manager, Soapy Weaver. See if you can win the Jalopy Box Derby that way.
Some manager? It was me who worked on it every day and night for the last 6 months.
And wasn't it me who loaned you the 68 cents to buy that second-hand axle?
Yeah.
And wasn't it me who talked my father out of using his favorite hair oil to grease the axle?
You can talk anybody into anything.
Start pushing.
Mr. Dullinger, I can't tell you how pleased the members of the River Glen Country Club are at your intention of becoming one of us.
Well, the pleasure is mine, Mrs. Van Horn, especially since I have such a lovely lady sponsoring me.
Flatterer.
Oh, it isn't flattery, Mrs. Van Horn, when one is talking to so gracious a person.
Everyone in River Glen is thrilled that you have chosen to make your home here.
I feel that I shall be very happy here.
I understand you descend from one of America's oldest families, Mayflower Star.
How do you get such accurate information?
I know you went to Groton, then to Princeton, and got your magna cum laude from Harvard.
I plead guilty to all those crimes.
And I also know you're a bachelor. I warn you, there are oodles of girls in the country club who will set their cap for you, Mr. Dullinger.
I am very happy, Mrs. Van Horn.
Oh, you bachelors. Tea.
Boy, we'll be flying when we hit the bottom of this one.
I get airsick. Did we have to pick such a high hill?
Soapy Weaver, you're not scared, are you?
I sure am.
Come on, get in, chicken.
Nothing more refreshing than a cup of piping hot tea. Are you hurt?
Good morning. I'm Alice Halliday, and this is my friend Soapy Weaver.
Hi.
And this is his Jalopy Box, even if it is named Alice the First, which is me. And he's going to be the winner of the National Jalopy Box Contest.
And all I did was ask her if she was hurt.
It's quite apparent that the only damage here was to your dishes and my trousers.
My china, my very best china.
How can it be China if it was made in Japan?
Little girl, where are your manners?
I didn't mean any harm.
Well, that makes it come out even anyway.
Oh, but Soapy's father can fix them all like new. He owns a fix-it shop down by the river. And he has the most wonderful glue made out of fish head. It puts smells a little when it's hot, but you'll get used to that.
Little girl, take your friend and this tank and go.
Well, you're not going to let them just go, are you?
I can't invite them to stay for tea. There's no cups.
Children should know their responsibility just like adults. If they cause damage, they should pay for it.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, it was rather expensive, China, even if it did come from Japan.
Estimate the damage and make them liable for the amount specified.
What's he talking about?
Gee, I don't know, but it sounds like we're in trouble.
I would say the damage was in the neighborhood of $12.
$12?
Boy, this sure is a rich neighborhood.
I'm not charging for the French pastry.
But I am charging for cleaning my trousers $1 as a matter of principle.
$1? But you can get them cleaned at the cash and carry cleaner on Elm Street for only 43 cents. That's what my mommy sends me with my daddy's pants every time he gets typewriter smudges on them. And I ought to know it costs only 43 cents, because I always get to keep the 2 cents change to buy bubble gum.
Never mind. Little girl, I am not concerned with where your mother takes your father's pants to be clean, nor why they have to be clean.
But golly, $1! You're being wasteful.
I am never wasteful. If I can get my trousers clean for 43 cents, then that's all you will be charged.
Gee, thanks. We'll pay you real soon, and that's a promise. Come on, Sophie.
Just a minute. What do you intend leaving for collateral?
There he goes with those big words again.
What's that mean?
Yeah, mister. Would you please break it down into kid talk?
It means that Mrs. Van Horn will keep this thing until you pay her $12.43 to cover all damage.
But golly, we won't be able to save up that much for months. And Sophie's got to ride us the first in the River Glen contest Saturday.
All the more reason you should find a way to pay Mrs. Van Horn for the damage. They're getting off lightly.
Yes, I suppose so. I'm sorry, children.
$12.43. How are we ever going to get that much by Saturday?
Gee, I don't know, but we'll think of something. Don't you worry, Sophie Weaver. You're going to ride in that contest one way or another.
Some manager.
And I say this is an emergency. Sophie Weaver won't be able to ride Alice the first in the River Glen contest if we don't get $12.43. But it was your fault Sophie got into trouble with Mrs. Van Horn. I know it was. That's why I'd like to borrow the treasury money. What? I'll pay it all back to the club as soon as I get my allowance. Gee, Alice, I know how important it is for Sophie to be in the contest. But taking our whole treasury, we'll be poor again. You're never poor when you have friends, and Sophie's our friend. All those who want to help them raise their hands. Oh, all right. Me too. Atta girl, Nancy. Now let's have the money box.
Well,
I got it. The kids wanted to give you all the money in the club.
what a relief. $0.28.
Yep, every penny in our treasury.
Thanks. But what good is it? We need $12.43. We can't win. We might as well quit.
My daddy told me quitters never win and winners never quit. And we're not quitting.
Well, what are we going to do?
My daddy! I'll ask my daddy to loan me the money.
But you're already 5 months behind in your allowance.
Who's talking about allowance? I'll just ask him for a loan, just like he was a bank. I'll put up something for what was that word Mr. Dunninger used?
How should I know? He wasn't even talking English.
Well, whatever the word was, that's what I'll put up.
What are you going to use to put it up with?
Me, I'll put myself up. I heard my daddy tell my mommy that I'm very precious to him.
Well, I sure hope you can talk your daddy into giving you $12.43 for yourself.
You just wait here. My daddy doesn't know how to say no.
No.
Chet, honey, please.
No.
Oh, honey, I just gotta have a new hat to wear to the country club dance. I can't wear that old thing I wore last year.
You got enough hats upstairs in that closet to cover all of New Jersey.
I know, sweetie, but they're all out of style. Come on, sweetie, I need a new hat. Pretty please, with honey and molasses on it. Oh, Chet, honey, you're just a little old darling.
Hey, where you going?
Well, to the Bonton shop, of course, before that hat snatched right out from under my head.
Gosh.
You go in and entertain Daddy here, and I'll be right back. Bye-bye.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, honey.
Daddy.
What, honey?
Do you love me?
Sweetheart, I love you to pieces.
Would you give $12.15 for me?
Young lady, I have just been conned out of my last $20 by the other lady of the house.
But, Daddy, we have 28 cents. And we need $12.15 more to get Soapy's jalopy box. Because Mrs. Van Horn's china that was made in Japan broke. And Mr. Dunninger got a spot on his pants.
Yeah, well, I'm not even going to try to understand that one. Honestly, the way you people ask for money around here, you'd think I owned the newspaper instead of just working for it.
Gee, thanks, Daddy.
Thanks.
See you later.
Hi, Alice. Did your pop give you the money?
No, but it gave me an idea how to make some. I only hope it's still there. Follow me, Soapy. I remember Daddy using it when I was little.
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
What do you want with that thing?
Soapy, we're going in the newspaper business. And I heard my daddy say that a newspaper's only as rich as the ads it gets. Susie, you get an ad from Brown's department store. And Meg, you go to Hardy's supermarket. And Sally, you go to Miller's goodie shop. But how much are you going to charge for an ad? We got charged by the line, whatever that means. I heard my daddy say that his paper charges 10 cents a line. We'll give him a bargain and charge a penny a line.
Boy, this sure is going a long way around to get my jalopy box back.
Stop moping and let's get going. Under there. Betcha I beat you. Hi, Gail. I got 2 ads already. How about you? I got one from the supermarket. Gee, that's wonderful. How did you do, kid? The goodie shop gave me a whole page. Boy, are we rolling. Count up the money we made, Gail. How many ads did you get, Soapy?
Are you kidding? I couldn't even get past the front door.
Golly, I hope you can write a jalopy box better than it can sell ads. We got $10.62 an ad.
Wow! Let's take it over to Mrs. Van Horn's. She may let us order the rest.
We only got 4 cents of it in cash.
4 cents? What kind of way is that to run a paper?
That's the way all newspapers are run. Even my daddy. You only get paid for the ad after you print the paper.
You mean you have to print it, too?
God, you sure are dumb sometimes, Soapy. Let's see. 10.62 from 12.15 is
$1.53. I'm not that dumb. We still won't have enough.
Sure we will. We're going to print lots of papers and charge a penny apiece for them.
Who's going to buy a paper with nothing but silly old ads on it? For a whole penny.
Soapy Weaver, if you knew anything about running a newspaper, you'd know we're going to go out and get news. All kinds of news.
There's one thing we forgot.
What?
Where are we going to get the paper to print the news on?
Gosh. Got an idea, Alice? Yeah! Round up the other kids. Hurry!
I'll take the cash. 4 cents.
Okay, Missy Alice. I take ad in your paper. Give your honorable parents free laundry whole week.
But Mommy doesn't mean free laundry. She has a washing machine.
Honorable Mommy cannot do honorable Daddy's shirt like Charlie.
I know. But, Mr. Ling, would you give us some of that wrapping paper for your ad?
Okay, Charlie loaded with paper. I picked up that.
Okay, kids, go and get it.
Boy, we got enough paper for 10 newspapers.
We got all we need, huh, Alice? Everything except the Chinese typewriter.
Chinese typewriter?
Hurry, bring me some paper, please. Alice, I got 4 more ads. Gee, that's wonderful, Meg. Sally, you type up the ads as fast as you can. Right, Chief. And the rest of us are going out for news. Remember our motto, we print anything. And let's go out to get anything to print. This will be more fun than anything. Hello.
Oh, little girl, so it's you. What is it this time?
Did you get your hands clean at the cash and carry? Well, if you did, you can just send the bill to the River Glen Chronicle tomorrow. That's us.
I will. What are you doing here, anyway?
Getting news for our newspaper. Like, for instance, where are you going?
I'm going about my business, and I think you should be doing the same. Samuel, drive me to the bank, please.
Golly, he was no help at all.
He never was, only if it would help his own thick carcass. Come on in here. Come on, young'un. Climb over there. Come on in here. Sit down here. Well, I heard you say that you run a newspaper.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of news are you looking for?
Well, if we could get something about Mr. Dunninger, he's a very important man.
Not to me, he ain't. I took him in when he was a scrawny tyke, after his pa and ma passed into the great beyond. Why, I seen him through mumps and measles and chicken pox when he was a-living up in my cabin in the White Mountains. But now that he's got money, he hides me, just like I was an old Blackfoot squaw, me, his own Aunt Mary.
Golly, that's terrible.
And his name ain't Dunninger either, it's Dunkel. Huck Dunkel. Just the same as mine is, and I'm fierce proud of it. So that highfalutin stuffed shirt nephew of mine ain't got no right to be ashamed of his rightful handle.
Gosh, I never want to change my name.
Well, that's because you come of good stock. You're all girl. Well, Huck was all boy once. Then he started getting uppity with this social stuff. And he kept me hid. He didn't want anybody to know that he had an aunt who smoked a corncob. Going too fast?
Nope, I'm getting every word.
Well, when he got older...
Hurry, Sophie, hurry!
That's all of them.
Gee, thanks, Sophie. Now let's get the Chronicle out on the street and scoop the other papers.
What a scoop me.
How should I know? But I hear my daddy saying it all the time. Come on, let's go. I know I'm the clever run. Gee, we can do this one. Read all about it. Read all about it. True story of Huck Dunkel.
The true story of a successful man by Alice Horribly.
have a day off. I could have slept all day if there wasn't such a racket going on in the garage.
Alice and her friends sure have been busy for the last 2 days.
I think they're going too far. You know, I had to leave the car out last night because I was locked out of my own garage.
There's 97 cents left over for the treasury. Yay!
I'll get it, honey.
Now you tell me.
Oh, won't you come in, sir?
Yes, sir?
Are you the father of Alice Holliday?
Well, what's she done now?
Plenty. I am Harold J. Dunninger.
Of course. You're about to be admitted to our country club.
After this bit of vicious libel your daughter has concocted against me, I will be fortunate if I'm admitted to an animal shelter.
Libel?
Read that. Your daughter has the diabolical mind of a tabloid editor. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you for libel, for invasion of privacy, coercion, malicious slander, and every other charge I can think of.
Well, there must be some mistake.
Is there?
Well, this time your daughter's gone too far.
Oh, now she's my daughter.
We gotta get over to Mrs. Van Horn to get the jalopy box.
I bet the wheels are all rusty by now. Let's go.
Hello, Daddy, Mr. Dunninger. We'd like to stop and talk, but we're in a hurry.
Alice, are you responsible for this?
Yes, Daddy. Isn't that a good-looking paper? And I wouldn't have been able to do such a good job if you weren't the best newspaper man in the whole wide world.
Alice, I did not teach you to make up things in your newspaper about Mr. Dunninger.
But they're not made-up things, Daddy. Aunt Mary told me everything, and she wouldn't lie.
Aunt Mary? Who's Aunt Mary?
His aunt, and she comes from Dakota and smokes a corncob pipe.
I never heard such nonsense in my life. Besides, I have no aunt.
Oh, ho, ho, yes, you have, Huck. And from now on, everybody's going to know it.
So it was you. You told everyone about our grubby past. You disgraced me. You and your corncob pipe.
You shouldn't talk that way to your Aunt Mary, Mr. Dunninger.
Dunko's the name, Huck Dunko. And I don't give a hoop and holler what he says about me.
I'll be able to show my face again.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Dunninger. It's no crime to come from humble surroundings. A couple of other fair-to-middling citizens of this country did, too. Like a fellow named Abe Lincoln.
And Daniel Webster and Ben Franklin. Huh, Daddy?
What will people say when they read that I was a backwoods hick and didn't wear shoes till I was 16?
They'd say it was just too priceless. Oh, Mr. Dunninger. Or shall I say Mr. Dunkel? Or can I call you Huck? Such a rugged, red-blooded name. I just devoured every word of that story in that delightful newspaper. You great, big, strong, outdoor man, you. Oh, I nearly forgot. Here's your go-kart, children.
And here's your money, Mrs. Van Horn. You'll find it all there. And here's your 43 cents for your pants, Mr. Dunninger.
Dunkel's the name, Alice. Huck Dunkel.
Gosh!
Say, you got sense, honey. Want a puff? Don't mind if I do.
Hi, Sophie.
Well, Aunt Mary, how's our star feature writer?
Don't you see I'm all took up, ain't got no time for idle palavering? I'm writing another yarn about Huck. Hey, Huck, how do you spell reformatory?
Now, wait a minute, Aunt Mary. Go easy on me. After all, that judge didn't send me to the reformatory, only said he would if I didn't stop stealing Jed Thomas's apples.
Did you stop?
I stopped.